You are all starting off on the planet Melfi within the Melfian subsector. Melfi, at one point at least, was set to become the key planet for the entire Calaxis sector. It is a stronghold of the Administratum, amongst others, and has the largest collection of noble houses anywhere within the sector. It is also known as one of the most corrupt and law-breaking in many ways places in the entire sector.
You can't trust those administrators.
Sounds like it's rife with heresy.
Sounds like it
Oh,
needs
yes.
some cleansing of the holy persuasion.
Hey, I've been trying to keep the streets clean, but it is a hard job. Got that.
It is a hive world, which means it is almost the surface of the planet is almost entirely covered by cities, which go down anything up to 10-15 kilometers towards the core of the planet. The main Melfian hive, where you are starting, has about 1,400 different levels to it. Underground.
So it's basically an inverted Coruscant. Instead of going up, it goes down.
Yes.
Well, it used to be
It
a
is.
mining planet, right?
Pardon?
It used to be a mining planet, right? Or is it still counted
Yeah.
as a mining planet? But that may be.
Its natural resources, like most hive worlds, are long since dried up, but it still has a manufacturing base and key infrastructure for the Imperium. It's just now all of the goods are actually brought into the planet. The population is somewhere around 12 billion people. The surface areas of the hives are generally controlled by the nobility of various houses, many of which have indeed in the past fallen to heresy and even demon worship. The last such episode nearly overthrew the entire Inquisition on the planet, and troops had to be sent from the capital of Scintilla and across the sector to subdue it. You are each from various parts of the sector. Some of you are from Melfi itself and have grown up there. Others, including Brother OhmA, come from the Lathes. The pious amongst you, Mozgus, comes from Maccabeus Quintus, and from the agri-world of Orbel Krill came Eva, after her stint amongst the Imperial Guard. You as yet do not know each other. Each of you has been sent to Melfi or have arrived on Melfi by happenstance and chance. The lathes are the core of the mechanicum of the sector, There are other lathe worlds, but this is Had and Hesh are the core worlds where, because of the strange gravitational phenomenon in the region, rare and intricate metals and substances that can no longer be produced anywhere else are found. It is the 41st millennium of mankind. There have been greater times in the past of humanity, but never has humanity really had such a reach out from its native terra.
Is Terra even here on this map? No.
No, it's just a sector.
Yeah,
of-
Terra is
This is a tiny portion of.
Terra is light years away.
It's overrated anyway. Say that.
Mozgus and Brother OhmA have arrived recently by a transport onto the capital hive of Malfi. Experienced to a grand view of some of the wondrous structures of the Imperium. Whether you both know each other or at least met each other on the trip is up to you. The transport that brought you here brought you amongst about 30,000 other souls who have descended into one of the Malfian starports and disgorged its mass cargo of people. It's easy for you to either have never seen each other, to have seen each other vaguely along the long month-long trips.
Well, even so, among 30,000 people, I would say that the probability that we met is small.
Yes. Travel between star systems occurs via the warp. The warp is the immaterium. It's little understood. It is the domain of chaos. Without the God Emperor's blessing upon you, you would no doubt be ripped to shreds as soon as you travelled into it. That, along with the might and knowledge of the Mechanicum, who control the mighty vessels, and their Geller field, which keeps the warp at bay during transport. Via the might and power of the Omnissiah, of whom the great machine spirit, few outside of the priesthood know much at all. It is only safe to know that each machine has its own spirit which must be attended for it to work. Most people do not know how technology works in the slightest. In fact, most tech priests don't really know. They will reach forwards and enact a rite which they have been taught, which may do something as simple as turn on a light or activate the tracking system of a great laser cannon that is pointed towards the stars. Use of such technology is restricted to those members of the Mechanicum and a few others. within the first day or so of Mozgus and Brother OhmA's arrival, you attend your various churches, seeking to learn what task is set upon you. Brother OhmA, you have been sent from the Lathes, tracking some evidence of a tech heresy involving a strange device by the name of a spectral amplifier.
Okay.
It is believed to have been constructed and brought to Melfi by a tech heretic group known as the Logicians, and rumours say that it is to be supplied to an underlying group known as the Masked.
Do I know anything about these groups?
The Logicians are a rogue sect that have forsaken all control of the Omnissiah. They dabble in tech heresy, trying to construct new technology rather than try and restore the old technology of mankind. One of the greatest heresies that can be performed. The job of the Mechanicum is to restore knowledge of the lost, not to seek out anything new. They also are known to dabble in mysteries of technology which affect the warp and psychic phenomena. Father Mozgus has arrived here to broaden his horizons. I have written you some background on your character sheet.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier.
But also, this place is a nest of heresies in which to put your abilities to better ends. In this particular case, you also have been informed of a heresy involving a renegade cult which seems to be filtering amongst the people of the Malthian Hive, and seems to be committing widespread slaughter of innocents. It's this which you are given leave to investigate pretty much on your arrival. Arbitrator Dread, you are called to your watch station to attend a meeting with the commander of your section.
Mm-hmm.
On arrival, you head through the large, elegant doors of a strange brownish metal and into the main hall and across. Think very much of a Blade Runner type scene in the tall vaulted areas and small little office spaces. As you approach the office of Commander Belgren,
Sergen?
Belgren,
Dalgan.
people go quiet. The watch station is not as busy as it would normally be. There aren't as many arbiters here as should be on duty. There aren't as many criminals that have been brought in.
Strange.
As you head in. Dread.
So,
I've got a little mission for you.
Sure.
It should be just down your alley. There's talk of another massacre having occurred down on level 842.
Might it coincide with what I'm investigating?
You don't know that yet. Stop
Oh,
metagaming.
true. Okay. I'll stop breaking the fourth wall.
otherwise, as I heard the word slaughter, I just grunt under my breath.
There's some odd goings on that have occurred. There are talks of another death cult rising in the area. You seem to get along well with the lowlights down there. Should be more than suitable for you. You'll also be escorting a Father Mozgus and a brother OhmA of the Ecclesiasticus and the Mechanicum.
Santa.
Help them out however you can, find out as much information as you can.
Igor, those sound like nice people. You should treat them with respect.
Am I to report back with a crucial information, or am I to act at own discretion?
Act as the Imperium requires, then report back.
Understood.
I'm not here to hold your hand.
Of course not, sir.
Dismissed.
So, I salute. With a bad face. Go outside.
Okay. You head out. Standing in the large vaulted entryway is a tall figure, probably about 7'2". Bits of obvious cyberware hanging down around a strange mechanical arm with some sort of crystalline structure on its top, raised up and moving around slightly. Large respiration mask on and wearing red robes of the Mechanicum.
I kind of brandish my own mechanical arm and I say, I think you're overdressed, sir. All joking aside, I am Miss Dread, is what I'm known as around here, and I'll be escorting you. I am assuming that you are Brother OhmA?
I am Brother OhmA.
Alright, we have one more pickup, a fellow of the Ecclesiarchy, and when we have all gathered, we will head down to the sector.
I say dryly.
You head across the hive a short way to a local chapel, head in and finds near the altar, knelt in prayer, a reasonably built man with a stupendously large hammer, which seems to have scriptures welded to the side of it.
If I was playing a different character, I would just make a comment about that he's probably overcompensating.
At his belt hangs a 18-inch steel-bound tome, about a foot or so wide. As you enter the church, he rises and turns to greet you.
Greetings, Arbite. Greetings, Tech Priest. What brings you here?
Greetings, Father. I'm here to assist you and the good brother here down to the sector where all these things have been happening, and I guess you are more aware of the various, I assume, cults involved.
Yes, that is what I'm here for. There is rumors of these cults committing atrocities among the innocents of the Malfian Hive. I'm to investigate this and possibly bring an end to this slaughter.
Trust me, we will be bringing an end to this. There will be no heresy in my sectors.
May I ask what kind of heresy you are investigating?
I have no specific details on that as of now.
Well,
seems strange.
Shall we make our way down to the sector and discuss our plan of attack?
Very well.
By all means.
Follow me.
Okay. You head across part of the surface of the hive, it revealing some of the less well-maintained aspects of the hive. Many dilapidated buildings, many buildings that seem to have been abandoned, but then also brilliantly lit tech structures as you travel across in an Arbitrator's Rhino, large armoured transport vehicle. Very utilitarian in design. Takes you about 4 hours to cross to the area where you will descend the first part of your trip down into the hive. As you go through various tunnels and passageways which wind down, you eventually end up in large elevators which take you down, Rhino and all. Each level seems to be slightly dingier, less maintained than the last. And finally, you reach a point where the Rhino can no longer travel, and you're starting to have to walk through the hive itself. The place teems with people. There are thousands and thousands of them clustered in even this small warren of alleyways and passages that you're led down by Dread until you reach another lift structure and start heading down. Meanwhile, Eva.
Yes.
You have a bit of a quandary.
Okay.
You met with a merchant yesterday, and who wanted a bodyguard. He was very, very fidgety and jumpy. He wanted you to help, well, to be present for transporting an item that he had in his possession. Down on level 842, strangely enough.
Lovely. Okay.
He was willing to pay well, so you thought that was reasonable enough, and headed down there to investigate today. And found a bit of a problem in the hallway just outside the warehouse that you were going to meet at.
Was the warehouse not there?
The door is certainly there. Outside the door,
Are there bodies plastered to the building? Ah,
plastered on the floor.
okay, that makes sense.
Quite a large amount of them, and then there is a large door which is in front of you. The passageway is actually about 15-20 meters wide, so it's not small by any stretch. The picture just represents the sort of metalwork and surrounds that you have, and there are a pile of about 10 bodies currently outside. As you move down further towards the warehouse itself, a little bit more wary than before.
Oh yeah, I've got my las gun drawn. I'm not taking any chances here. I'm getting flashbacks to the trash wars, and I am not letting anything fuck up here.
The thing about those bodies that you've just passed is several of them seem to be Arbites.
Okay. What's a Harbite?
Members, arbitrators.
Ah,
Members
shit.
of Imperial.
Great. So, members of the
As you step
Imperium.
over and
Great.
head towards the doors here.
Fantastic.
And move forwards. The lift starts to open.
Oh. Okay, yeah. There's nothing that I can take cover behind here, is there? Maybe just this doorway?
Maybe in the edge of the doorway.
What's the ping button?
Just a left click.
I'm clicking, but nothing's happening.
What's your colour?
Just
hold it over the area, and keep holding the button that way.
Ah, right. Okay, press and hold.
Yeah, you should be able to move your token
Like that. Okay, yeah. So I'm taking cover there. Is the merchant still with me at the moment as well?
No, you were supposed to meet him here.
Okay, I was meeting him here. So he's probably one of the bodies, unless this was a setup. Okay, yeah. So yes, I'm moving into cover then, because there's a ton of bodies of officials there, and I don't know what's going on. So I want to make sure that nothing's coming out shooting at me straight away.
Okay. On the plus side, well, possibly on the negative side for you, everything seems to be reasonably lit. There are flash lamps on the ceiling and around. As the lift reaches its destination point and the gates open to reveal most forward as you look across is a female Arbiter.
A handsome female arbiter. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure the word handsome is appropriate for
No,
females.
me neither. No.
It can be.
There is also a priest. And then
And a cleric.
there's a priest of the ecclesiastic, so cleric, and off to one side you see the slight movement of the mechanical extra arm reaching over the back of a tech priest.
So,
Okay.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. It's who would see each other first here? Do you think? Would I see you guys, or would you guys recognise me?
You can definitely see them. You've moved up and are peeking round the corner. Whether they see you depends on what they make on their awareness roll.
Okay, I will immediately shout out in the elevator. State your intent.